And now for part 3 of the Gamecube collection look. Now this first one, Burnout 2 Point of Impact. I've not played this very much at all. It's apparently the best racer on the Gamecube, says NGC magazine, even though they gave Mario Kart Double Dash and F-Zero GX a higher score than this, but that might have been before those came out. I'm not that into this game. I've got nothing against it, it's just these types of games I'm just not into. The reason I actually have this game is because it was in a 3 for £20 pre-owned deal, and there are only 2 games I wanted out of it, so I got this to make up for the offer. And so there's nothing bad about it, just not into it. Burnout 2 is a hugely thrilling and brilliant focused arcade racer. Says NG. God, they wrote the Boxart NGC magazine. But yeah, it does a good job advertising itself. Remains the intense crashes. I heard it was good for that. One thing that confuses me though, maybe it's because I'm not a fan of the series, 15 extra crash for cash junctions. And it's not the fact that, I don't know what a crash for cash junction is, but it's saying 15 extra. So is that, did Burnout 2 have 15 more than Burnout 1 did? Or is, not the camera, or is Point of Impact just, did it always have that subtitle, or is this a remake of Burnout 2 that's added, like a definitive edition of it or something? I don't know, but oh well, let's throw that away. Resident Evil 0 just has the title on the front and the logo behind it. Discover the root of audience, telling you a bit about the story, telling you it's a prequel. Does it mention anything about the... Yeah, you switch between 2 playable characters. It does mention the fact you've got 2 characters you switch between. Yeah, I suppose it does its job okay. Not immensely exciting front cover, but that seemed to be, fits in with the first game, I suppose, what they did with that. Peter Jackson's King Kong. The official game of the movie. On the back, players man, players Kong. Very clever, giving you 2 pictures where you play as Kong, even though you play as the man. Jack Driscoll, was it? That you play as a lot more as the man, but they're giving Kong most of the cover because his levels were better than the man's. And they're showing him fighting a T-Rex when, quite frankly, a lot of the man's levels were quite boring. A lot of it walking around samey environments as far as I remember, but the Kong's levels were always fun. Yeah, and so they've done the wise choice of making sure Kong gets most of the back cover there, and it's all him on the front, as it would be. Yeah, that's alright. This is a great game, Time Splitters 2. That just shows its quirky humour on there, and sort of like its stylised graphics, although it's obviously not that flat 2D cartoons in the game, it's 3D, but no, I like this cover. At the bottom it shows you a load of characters you can play as in multiplayer, and you can play as loads more than that. And yeah, it just shows you a little bit about what the game's about, screenshots and all that. Yeah, does the job. Quite like that one. I think that's one where you're thinking, that's an interesting cover. It makes you think, what the hell is that? I must read the back of this to see what game this is. And then you see the horror on the back, the man behind bars, the skeleton dude, the Roman that turns into one at the beginning. And it tells you, is it real or only in your head? Because that was the big draw of the game, the sanity that made it tell you that your memory card has been wiped. And when I got my Gamecube out again, recently, I put a game on and the memory card was corrupted and deleted everything on it. When there wasn't a hallucination from this, because I wasn't playing this game. So I've witnessed the full horror of that happening, which gives me an excuse to play through these games again, I suppose, if I've got to unlock things again. So it's not too much of a bother. But yeah, I think that does its job alright. Yeah, WrestleMania game, shows some wrestlers, shows some action, Tells you a little bit about them. 3D through a table. Yeah, that's the Dudley Boys move, wasn't it? No escaping the cage, even though you can escape the cage in the game, so that's false advertising. And yeah. Okay, that wasn't the best wrestling game. They got better as they went along. Rayman 3. I haven't played this game that much. I've always been meaning to, but I just never got around to it. He's got some hook shot kind of things, some claw things, and I don't know what they are. On the back it tells you in English, and it tells you in French. That's good, isn't it? Yep, just tells you stuff about the game on it. Just 2 screenshots. I think screenshots are important to have on the back, but oh well, that's alright. Yeah, football game, yeah, just footballers. Tells you if there's football on it. Some features about it, but it's FIFA. It's probably largely the same as the previous years. Should I say that, just have like 2003 X4. That's what you could do for quite a few FIFAs. This is one I quite like, Everything or Nothing. It's a good game. Didn't do too well review wise. I don't know how it did sales wise, but I quite liked this one. Everything at stake, the world calls on Bond. Yeah, is it everything or is it nothing? And the multiplayer, oh my god, the co-op, it was different missions to the original one, but there was this one level where you get a crowbar at the beginning. My friend used to just grab that and he was set for the whole level, just whacking everyone with a crowbar. But yeah, you get Bond and 2 of Shannon Elizabeth, is that her name? And Heidi Klum. They were the 2 girls there. It had what's his name from Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe, that's it. He was one of the villain in it. You had Richard Keel as Jaws, even though he doesn't have any lines, they motion capture them all. But yeah, I think that does alright, because it looks like a Bond poster a bit. Not as stylised as Bond posters can be, but oh well, it's something. And this is a game I've never properly played. I really should, because I bought it, so I should play it, but it's an 18, so I better wait. I'm actually much older than that. Yeah, 2 discs, this one, because, Gamecube games tend to get split onto 2 discs sometimes. It tells you, so I can't really tell you how faithful this is, but it shows you the style of the graphics, which is quite nice. Shows you characters. I see if I can work out 7 killers, each bringing their own bloody retribution. So they're guessing they're the 7 killers. All of them with the name Smith. Oh, 7 killers. Of course it's called Killer 7. Oh, I'm clever, aren't I? Yeah. Another Bond game where you play as Connery in this one. So yeah. It's a good setup for a quiz question. You can say, in which year did Sean Connery make his final appearance as James Bond? People will write 1983 down, because that was when Never Say Never Again came out, and be like, nope, in 2005 I think this was, he made a video game appearance. And yeah, it just shows you screenshots. You can customise your Bond. I don't remember being able to do that, but okay. Yep, that's alright, I suppose. Yep. Shows Connery on the front. What more do you want? Another game I didn't play much, Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life. I think this was another one I bought in a multi-buy pre-owned deal, but it's a silver player's choice one. But yeah, this really isn't my kind of game, just a farming sim really. I'm sure for people that like this sort of thing, it's pretty good, but I'm sure, like with Animal Crossing, I would like this game on the handheld, so maybe I should look at one of the handheld ones. But I'm sure, as much as I loved Animal Crossing on the 3DS, I'm sure the console ones I would not enjoy, I just wouldn't play. But yeah, looks all cutesy. A cow and a goat. And chickens and a doggy. Look at that doggy, looks so happy. That's cool. Yeah. Now we have Rare's only GameCube game, Star Fox Adventures. Originally going to be called Dinosaur Planet, but they added Star Fox into it and decided to make it a Star Fox game. Yeah, that's quite a nice action-packed cover showing all the characters. The back, out of the cockpit and into an epic adventure, and I think that line there, out of the cockpit, is what people don't want in a Star Fox game. And it's good that Shigsy's bringing them back into the cockpit, and that's a nice ensemble there of all the characters. Well, it's probably more than that, because the final boss isn't there, and I'm not going to spoil who the final boss is, but I'm pretty sure you know who it's going to be, because it's not exactly a big twist. And finally, Billy Hatcher. That's a nice picture on the front, but I think with a title like that, I don't know how well this game sold, but I'm guessing that sort of title won't sell a game that well. Wake up to a new breed of, so he's a superhero, Billy Hatcher. You roll a lot of eggs around in this. Bold new hero, Billy Hatcher. He's hatching because there's eggs. And yeah, this game had very annoying music as far as I remember. But yeah, nice and colourful. Something obviously targeted for the younger audience. And yes, I think that does the job quite well for who it's targeting. So that was the last game of this part. Join me for part 4, where I'll be going through the last games in my collection.